So far, if you are just working with Git, we can have files in our local systems. There is no way by which we can share our files with our team or our team members or other developers. To do so, we need a web-based Git file hosting service. One such service is GitHub, one of the most popular Git hosting services today. Using GitHub, you can share your file system like files, documents, and any other image files with others. Access other users' file system and store remote files and projects of other developers on your local system. Most of the time, we get confused with Git and GitHub, and we feel both are the same, but this is not so. Git is a distributed version control system. It is a tool to manage your project source code history, whereas GitHub is a web-based Git file hosting service which enables us to showcase or share our projects and files to others. Now the next question is, how can we transfer our file system from our local systems to GitHub? Obviously, we would need something like a container or a directory to which we can store and transfer all the contents from our local system to GitHub. This container or directory that contains your project files is known as a repository. A repository is a directory which will contain our project work. So far, we know that GitHub helps us in sharing or showcasing our files to the world of developers. But this is just a theoretical knowledge. You must be wondering that in the process of sending our files from our local machines to GitHub, what steps our files might be going through internally. We will now talk about these steps in detail. Files in Git can be in one of the three states: 1. Modified, 2. Staged, 3. Committed. Let me explain the stage 1. When you first make changes to a file, the changes will exist only on your local computer in your working directory. Git has not yet tracked the changes or modification to those files. In other words, these files and changes are not yet part of your development history, are not visible to anyone except for you. Stage 2, you must next tell Git to add any files or changes that you want to include in your development history. So Git knows which files and changes that it should track. For example, if we made changes to 4 files in our project directory, we need to explicitly tell Git that we want it to track the changes in these 4 files. The files that we add to our development history at this stage goes to something called the staging area. Files and changes stored in the staging area are not yet permanently tracked in your development history. Rather, the staging area is used for you to review all the files and files changes that you have made. After doing your reviews, you can then decide which changes you want Git to permanently track before saving those files and files changes permanently to your development history. So let me explain the final stage, stage 3. Once you are sure about your staged files, you can make a record of your changes and Git will remember the changes. This is known as a commit. The commit will now become a permanent part of your development history. Let us now understand what a commit is in detail. There can be a number of commits for a project or code. Each commit might happen at a particular timestamp. A timeline of commits creates a graph. Commits create links to other commits, forming a graph of your development history. You can revert back to your previous commit, see how files changed from one commit to the next, even fix bugs in any of the commits and review information such as where and when changes were made. Commits are identified in Git by a unique ID. Each time a commit is made in Git, that commit is assigned an unique ID. Because everything has unique ID, it is impossible to make changes, lose information or corrupt files without Git detecting it.